Welcome to Top Grade. I'm Spencer Miller, and today I'll be sharing a selection of books for the upcoming winter 2021-2022 season. Today's video will feature books especially for early readers or students in grades 3 through 6, so follow along, let's get started. Our first book today is The Science of Song, How and Why We Make Music from Kids Can Press. It is written by Alan Cross, Emma Cross, Nicole Mortellero, and with illustrations from Carl Wiens. If you love listening to music, then you'll love learning more about how it works. This illustrated guide is a wonderful combination of both history and science that is broken up into readable chunks with all these interesting fun facts and tidbits on the side. It makes for a really easy and enjoyable reading. It covers everything from the history of phonographs to cassette tapes to CDs to the modern invention of streaming, while also talking about some of the science of music, like why your brain likes a type of music that it likes and why certain songs get stuck in your head. One of my favorite parts is that every section comes with a little playlist of song recommendations that you can listen to while you read. What's great about this book is the way that it connects so many different subjects, from physical sciences to engineering to technology to music to history, helping students to kind of synthesize all the information that they're gathering in their different classes. So check this one out. Our next book is It Takes Guts, How Your Body Turns Food into Fuel and Poop from Greystone Kids. It is written by Dr. Jennifer Gardy and illustrated by Belle Withrich. This book that has been deemed fascinating, funny, and occasionally gross is an excellent science-based resource that contains important information about how our body processes food to create energy. It teaches so much about your digestion tract, your immune system, the amazing tools that your body uses to break down food, the incredible truth that not all bacteria is bad for you, and so much more. To keep us laughing, it also detours into the sciences of farts, barfs, and poop, a few words that I didn't really know that I would be saying when I agreed to making these videos. But as someone who has fallen asleep in biology classes in the past, I can tell you that this book was nothing like that. It was highly entertaining. It kept me laughing. Dr. Jennifer Gardy, whose work you might recognize from on the CBC or the Discovery Channel, is an expert science communicator who knows just how to talk to children and keep them interested while teaching them important information about their bodies and how to stay healthy. And our last nonfiction title for today is Shelter, Homelessness in Our Community from Orca Book Publishers. It is written by Lois Peterson with illustrations from Taryn G. Why are people homeless? Who are they? What can you do to help? These are just some of the questions that are asked and answered in this very important book. Next to attractive illustrations are first-hand accounts, interviews, stories from people who have lived on the streets themselves, advice and case studies about communities and experts who are fighting to help end homelessness in their communities. This book is written by Lois Peterson, who worked for over 40 years in public libraries before becoming the director of a homeless shelter in Victoria. And so it is full of expertise and it really shines through in the pages. It has this really wonderful approach that emphasizes and focuses on empathy and building empathy and care for one another. The more that we know, the better we can understand, and the better we understand, the more that we can do to help. So I would recommend this one, as this is such an important issue for us to be able to discuss in our classrooms and with young students who are interested in knowing more about how the world works around them and some of the issues that our communities are facing. Our next title today is a graphic novel from Kids Can Press. It is written by Jay Torres and includes detailed sepia-toned art illustrations from David Namasato. Stealing Home is the emotionally gripping story of a young boy and his family after they are forcibly moved into a Japanese internment camp during World War II. Sandy, his mother, and his siblings are really struggling as they've been separated from their father. Sandy is overwhelmed and confused with all of the changes that are going on in his life, but he finds some comfort and stability in the game of baseball, and he develops some life lessons about being prepared for anything that life throws at you and about working hard to find your way home. Although this story is fictional, it is based on the true accounts of Japanese Canadians living in internment camps during World War II. It is thoroughly detailed and very sensitive and thoughtful in its approach to telling this very important story from one of the gravest moments in Canadian history. With its obvious connections to social studies and history classrooms, this book is also a really wonderful way to start a conversation about differences, inclusion, and empathy. The back matter includes a really wonderful afterword from Susan Nayoshi with more information about the history behind the story itself. Living with Viola is a debut graphic novel with words and art from the talented Rosena Fung. Livy is the new girl at her school, and she is just struggling. She is being constantly followed around by her not so imaginary, not so friendly imaginary friend named Viola. Viola is this depiction of Livy's own anxiety. She's like this dark twin that follows Livy around, giving her a hard time. And Livy has to learn how to reach out and ask for help in order to deal with her anxiety and with her evil twin Viola. Rosena Fung draws on her own experiences with anxiety and growing up as the child of Chinese immigrant parents to craft a charming and deeply personal story that offers real experiences into mental health, cultural differences, and the trials of middle school. I love the colorful and imaginative art that brings Livy's world to life, that features everything from sentient dumplings to flying unicorns. I was impressed with the subtle emotions of this story, and I think it's a wonderful help to any young readers who may be experiencing mental health challenges of their own that encourages them and shows them how to reach out and ask for the help that they need. And finally, our last book for today is also a debut novel. This is a mystery story called Miranda and the Legend of the Lake. That's from Megan Mahoney and Owl Kids Books. It is set in a mythical maritime city of Cape Breton, and our young protagonist, Miranda, her life becomes much more complicated when she has to travel to Cape Breton with her parents to attend the funeral of her uncle Mark. And it's not quite what she was expecting. Everybody in this town is obsessed with mermaids, and they all seem to hush whenever she enters the room. And people seem to maybe even possibly be a little bit upset and angry with her and her family, and she doesn't know why. So she has to figure out these secrets to just what is going on here. Miranda, who is 12 years old, has cerebral palsy and walks around using crutches. She is a very headstrong and focused and determined protagonist who is really fun to read. I also really enjoyed just the setting and the representation of this mythical Canadian maritime city, and the messages from this book about growing up to be yourself, taking on responsibility, and just choosing to be who you are. From the Association of Canadian Publishers, thank you for watching. We love hearing from you, and we hope that you'll comment below with any books that you are excited about bringing into your classroom this year. If you enjoyed the video, please share it with any of your educator or parent friends. We always want to get great books into the hands of young readers. If you would like to, please sign up for our newsletter in the link in our description. This will get top grade content delivered to you straight into your inbox. We also want to offer a big thank you to Ontario Creates for their continued support of the Top Grade program.